Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today I just wanted to kind of just go over like the fact that I just recently picked up the Canon R6V. Now I have shown on this channel before about people being into hobbies and whatnot. And I showed like my whole camera collection and that I was into photography before. But now this is my first time moving over the mirrorless, and I really didn't do it for the purpose of the photography aspect. I did for the video, which is why I chose this camera. So this is really just kind of diving into the hobby aspects that I get into sometime on the channel in terms of conversation, but also too, in regards to the fact that since I am a content creator, it helps me in that direction more so as far as making content, various different video projects that I do, because I don't just run this channel. I run other channels and I also do other types of video work outside of this. So with that being said, just kind of wanted to really kind of just, you know, like I said, show my upgrade, show what I'm doing here, and connecting it back to, like I said to you guys before, in terms of on this channel before, about businesses or hobbies and interests. Sometimes the two intertwine. And so this is really just that. So, like I said, and I have it kind of like rigged out to a degree. I don't have everything that I would have normally on it, but this is, like I said, the Canon R6V. So it kind of fit where I'm at now. I had spoke on talking points inside the past in regards to this, you know, in other talking places in regards to this camera here being. And actually, I just remembered, I actually mentioned this on this channel before, actually, when the camera was first announced about 2 months ago, that I actually felt that this camera was a camera that its placement in the lineup was not that anything wrong with the camera, but almost like you have the R50V, which is the crop, kind of more smaller version of this. And this right here feels like it comes so close to the C50. It's about $1,000 less, but you are not getting the top handle with the XLR ports and whatnot, that it almost felt like, okay, it's almost like just a non-top handle version of the C50 for the most part. And for the most part, you can almost say it is. It has some minor things that it doesn't include, but for the most part, it includes like maybe 90% of what that camera includes. And so with that being said, I almost felt like this camera didn't really have, not that it didn't have a place, but I felt like it would have been better served making a R8V, which could have been placed at about $1,000, maybe $300 to $1,500, something within line with the R8, and it would have made more sense. It didn't have to have the same sensor. It could have had a different sensor, but nonetheless, you know, kind of been in that space. Because they didn't have anything else, and I happened to be in a position where I was able to upgrade now, I was like, this is the camera I'm just gonna go with. So it suits. I could use a camera that's a little less spec'd for Canon, that's video orientated, but they really don't have one that's less spec'd, video orientated, you know, that is more affordable. So you really have the R50V, which I thought I was thinking about, but I also thought would have been a little bit too, I wanted something a little bit more than that, but I didn't necessarily need that much higher. So this was the spot that I was able to kind of fall into. And in of itself, I am a fan. I'm a fan of all the things it has, the features and whatnot. I decided not to get it with the lens because though I could have got the kit lens that it comes with, which I think is a great lens if you don't have any lens, and you can go with that. But I decided to go with just getting an adapter because I know that I have a bunch of, as I showed on the channel before, as my hobby with photography, that I had a bunch of EF glass. So there's no need for me to just kind of abandon them. So I was like, all right, I save some money and I just use the adapter. And what's great about this adapter here is that it actually is also an ND filter type of adapter. So I have that in there as well. So yeah, this was nice to be able to jump, like I said, to mirrorless for the purpose of having a better camera setup. And for those who are into the hobby of photo or whether video, you know, if you are in that space, you get the instrument, get the item, the object, whatever you want to call it, you get the tool that suits you best. And so definitely don't you know, get swayed or pressured into getting anything that doesn't fit what your needs are. But definitely if you're in that space and you need something that, you know, also you can grow with, then, you know, like I said, look for the camera that is for you. I'm going to have the link in the description for this as well, but I just wanted to share this with you guys because, like I said, I've dived into the channel before about hobbies. I've dived into the channel about also the business aspect of people starting YouTube channels or social media channels and things of that sort. So this kind of culminates between my hobby and my business coming together in this space. So just wanted to kind of throw that out there. And I'm also going to do just for the sake of this, with the hobby aspect of it, I will probably do an unboxing video of all of the pieces that I've recently got to go hand in hand with this. So you guys can kind of check that out. And these items right here, this one is something old that I already had before. So I don't have a, I'm going to see if I can scrounge up an unboxing video for that as well, because I actually do have old footage of that for a separate channel, which I did do an unboxing for that on. So I don't know if I'm going to put all those segments into this here. If you guys want to see the unboxing, I'll just go with that. If you guys want to see the unboxing of these things, let me know, then I'll throw them in. But if not, and you guys don't really speak much on it, I probably won't, because like I said, this channel is really for other things. So I'm going to take that back. I won't, unless you guys start commenting in the videos that you want to see that. But as far as like, with that being said, I'm just going to go over all the things that I purchased here and let you guys kind of like figure out if you guys want to actually see an unboxing on it. So I obviously bought the cage to go with it, and that is necessity. One thing that's nice about these cages now is that they pretty much are made to kind of stay on it and really don't come off. I purchased this plate right here. This is called the Small Rig Quick Release Plate Archetype with foldable legs. So that, and that's something that I always actually wanted, even for my previous rig that I showed you guys on the channel that I showed you guys. I showed you guys my, I don't know if I showed you with the whole camera setup and everything, but I showed my, some of the cameras I had, like my 6D Mark II and a few other ones, and I always wanted something like that. So in this case, I purchased that to go along with this. What I also bought is I needed a faster card reader, because I always had an older card reader. I didn't think it really made a difference. I thought it was just in regards to the speed of the card, but in actuality, the speed of the actual reader is actually important too. So you need everything kind of matching up together. I actually also bought a small rig battery to go with it. Just to have an additional battery, so that way, you know, if you have one charging, then you're able to use the other. But one thing that this camera is able to do, which I actually really like, is the fact that you can connect with USB-C over here. And while you're using it, the USB-C, it's going to power the device directly. It's not going to charge the battery while it's on. Now, if you plug in USB-C while the camera's off, it'll charge the battery. If the camera's on, it's not going to charge the battery, but it'll pass through and it will keep the camera running. So I think that's good that you have the option to just plug up straight. That way, if you're in a studio setting, you never have to worry about running out of power, as long as you got a long USB-C cable, or if you got one of those just kind of battery chargers, you know, portable battery chargers, and then you can plug it in like that. But that's obviously not going to last for that long. You're gonna really just need a long cable to plug into the wall. And I think that's where sometimes people have things like cable management systems, this and that. If you got a spot like this, you can curl it through here so everybody doesn't put that much weight on connecting into here. But nonetheless, you don't want to have all that pressure dragging onto the floor from there. Also, I had this from before, like I mentioned before, but as far as the things that I recently bought, and the same handle I had also too from before, but some of the other things that I had recently bought with this to go hand in hand with it is also obviously the memory card, which, oh, I took it out already. It's right here. these are expensive. So if you're getting into this space, the truth is you can get by with a regular SD card and shoot, you know, when I say regular SD card, I mean a modern SD card, and you could shoot 1080p, you could shoot, you know, probably 2K. Depending on the SD card, you can get away with 4K, a low bitrate 4K. But if you want to start getting into the higher bit rates, you're going to need one of these cards, and they get expensive. But the truth is SD cards are pretty expensive right now also because of the whole memory thing, and they're all going up in price. So that is pretty much the layout of the things I got. Oh, and one other thing, which I showed right here, the conversion piece, and I got that as well, which is going to save me in terms of the lenses. So that is my setup and what I'm kind of moving on to, like I said before. So I just wanted to show this to you guys because, like I said, I spoke about photography as a hobby before on the channel. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And I just wanted to kind of dive into that and just show you guys my new acquisition and the point and purpose of it and whatnot. So anyway, you guys, if you guys have any questions in regards to photography as a hobby, videography, I'm not great or no professional at it, but whatever tips I can give you, then I would try. Or even just the business of I've done a live video on this one time before, which would still be on the channel in terms of YouTube as a business. But anything that I might be able to answer for you guys, feel free to ask inside the comments down below, because that is what this channel here is for, is helping you guys positivity and just growth in any aspect that you guys see yourselves growing in. So as always, you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.